So let's talk about the segment addition postulate. This is what we're covering here for this part of your assignment. Now the segment addition postulate is actually quite simple. The idea is that if you take a line segment, okay, so I'm going to use this stick here. We had a bunch of limbs fall because of the recent heavy rains, and so got this little branch here, or little stick, and so if we take this segment and we break it, okay, and we end up with two pieces. What we say is if I take this segment and I add this segment together and I put them together, what I would end up with is the same length as it originally would have been. So if I measured it before I broke it, I break the two pieces, that this piece plus this piece will add together to be the original length. Now that might seem pretty obvious, excuse me. But it's actually our very first, it's one of our first things that we learn in geometry. Remember, geometry is a kind of a framework. We start very simple and we kind of build out our ideas, building on top of each other. So this is, I know it seems really simple, this is one of the foundation blocks that we'll use down the road for some other theorems. And so let's look at that practically. How does that show up, or should I say algebraically? How does that show up algebraically? So say I know this entire segment is 34 centimeters, whatever you want to call it, and I know that CF is 12. Well, this is pretty obvious, right? I know that the 12 plus the x is equal to 34, so if I wanted to solve this, I would just take 34 and I'd subtract 12, and I'd end up at 22. And I'd say x is equal to 22. And that's pretty obvious, right? The individual pieces add up to be the whole thing. Or I could have written this like this: 12 plus x is equal to 34. This isn't a complicated concept, so it shouldn't be complicated math. We are going to look at one other problem, though. So what if we throw in some more variables? Same concept. We're just going to work the problem just a little bit further. So once again, I've got 2x plus 4x minus 3, and what I'm going to end up with here is I'm going to end up with, or I'm going to set it equal to 21. And so I've got 6x minus 3 equals 21. So 6x is equal to 24. We add 3 on both sides. It would divide 6. We should end up with x is equal to 4. Now notice, it asks for what x is equal to. It also asks us for what fg is equal to. So all we're going to do here is we're going to plug that 4 in there. So fg is equal to 4 times 4 minus 3, and that is equal to 16 minus 3, or 13. And if we plug 4 in here, we get 8. 2 times 4, so this would be 8. And this would be 13, and you can double check your math. These two add up to 21, so that all checks out. So it's pretty simple. It shouldn't be hard work. So this is your assignment, is to work on the problems for the segment addition postulate.